Hello, hello. Welcome on into another Monday Live with the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
Not Matt.
Today we are joined once again by the amazing Erik, who has come to us with a great idea to do this lesser known Scotch night. And I think that that is a great plan. And so he has arrived with 6 bottles. Matt has pulled out 4 of his own. And we're going to be talking about some lesser known distilleries tonight. Matt, you want to talk about who's in the chat with us already?
I do. Let's see. Let's saw Donna Pass in there. Saw Bill. We got Andy Camman. And I left my phone over here. So that's the first one to see in the lovely little chat here. So I'm doing real good here. It's all good. But yeah, that's what I see so far. Let's do what kind of ad we get for this evening, because that's always something fun.
All right.
I don't know. Let's see what the ad is. It's always something entertaining or something stupid. Let's see which one it is today. Who knows? All right. Let's see. It is, the communist TikTok. We don't want that crap. So no. They all give all
I
this.
got a Beyond Meat. Who the hell is Beyond
Meat? Gross. Now, my second ad is the Daily Wire. We like the Daily Wire a lot. Ben Shapiro show is great, and I like that new Jeremy's Razors. So great guys over there at the Daily Wire.
Myself, man. I enjoy the heck out of listening to that guy.
Expedia. Oh, boy. All right. Anyway, let's see. We got Spencer Mavin here just came in as well. So, yes, like we said tonight, we've got all the it's all good. We'll get it later. We're having fun. Hey, Craig, and there's Eric Evanson. How's it going? Alexander, good to see you guys. Oh, yeah, Fettercairn definitely is a very cool logo. The unicorn, I think, is awesome that's on their bottles. So, Arbeck Scorched sample from a buddy. There you go, from Andy Cameron. Hey, Scott, how's it going? Good to see you. But yeah, so Eric with this idea, let's do these lesser-known scotches, which basically I don't know a whole heck of a lot out in general. I think the only way we've ever covered these is Longmorn, and that's about it, and almost never talk about these or drink them. Some of it's because we don't want to talk about them because then people would find out, which is, then things bad happen like Middleton Dare Gaelic, and everyone knows how good it is. Hey, Lilith, how's it going? Good to see you. Actually, Lilith will be here in DFW here in a few weeks, and that'll be great to visit with her and Chris, so that'll be awesome. Looking forward to seeing the Aussies here. So, like I said, we're pouring. The first thing we're pouring here is all signatories tonight, and at some point we'll probably get signatory on, but this is just whatever we came up with this evening. So this is a 26-year from 1990. This was bottled in 2017. It is 61 to 200 and it's 46%. So label's not super exciting, but hey, it's old Longmorn. That's all you need to know. It's going to be good because, well, it's Longmorn. So I'll let Eric tell you guys a little bit about Longmorn.
Yeah, Longmorn is one we like, especially if you like Japanese whiskey. It's where a certain Japanese man went there. Eventually became Nika back in the day. One of his stopping points along the way.
This is true. Masataka Sir.
That's it. Longmorn's been around since 1893. It's currently owned by Pernod Ricard, and pretty not unusual. Not particularly interesting story behind it. They've just been churning out stuff for 130 years, making some interesting stuff. And the nice thing about it in particular is it really, really ages really well. So this should be a fun one to give a try to it. The best known version is the 16-year-old. They're still around today in the little box, the little fancy box.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And then there's the 15-year-old one that got a lot of attention a few years ago.
I've got some of those hidden away. We all know that Daniel from the Whiskey Vault, that's his favorite one, is that old green box. Got a couple of those sitting around here. Haven't opened them. I've tried them multiple times in the vault because it's delicious.
Right. It's actually the neighbor to Benrinnes.
No.
And most of their blending material goes into Chivas Regal products. So if you're find a note of this stuff in Chivas Regal, that's why it's coming from Longmorn.
Good reason. Yes, we are big fans of Longmorn. There's multiple different parts of independent bottles of Longmorn because anytime I find a new Longmorn, it needs to live with me. That's for sure. So it's good stuff. And then when I got a pinch hitter whiskey, check out Jim's channel. He subs in when somebody's down. Jim steps in and does a show for you, which is great. We do appreciate that.
Oh, the nose is fantastic on this.
Oh, it is. Longmorn's fantastic. I know we've recovered the 16 back in the day, so you can go check out that review maybe like a year ago or so. But that's the only one of these we've ever reviewed.
What's the age on this one? I saw it was
26 years old.
How much?
26.
26. I was going to say, I saw it was distilled in 1990.
Yeah, so it's old.
Really old. Well, I mean, there's so much depth and layer in there.
Absolutely. we have a Glenlossie in the thing this evening and a Benrinnes. The only one we don't have is that Milton Duff. That one we don't have. I don't know if I have. I might have one Milton Duff somewhere around here. I'd have to look. Not 100% sure on that one, though.
Put a little bit of water handy.
I do. Oh, yeah, here. Let me just scream my shit here. That's brand.
Wow. The depth of age shows up on that one.
This is a bourbon cask all the way?
I'm pretty sure, based on the color, it's got to be a bourbon cask. Yeah, it's a hogshead. Yeah, of course, I was no color, no chill filtration, any of that fun stuff. So
I'm not picking up any berries or anything like that. It's mostly just floral and honeysuckle and honey and hay.
mm-hmm.
Put a drop of water into it. Oh, wow.
It's very clean, but it does have a little bit of ashiness and smoke to it on the finish, which I really like. Oh, yeah, Glen Talkers is good stuff, too. I've got a couple of those sitting around here, some old Glen Talkers.
That's usually out
Glen Talkers. I've not ever heard of that one.
Mm. Oh, Bill, I can send you the grooves and the other Ardbeg up with my brother for Christmas, so you can try those. Hey, Peter, how's it going?
That's pretty.
I like that. That's really, really good.
It's pretty in the picture.
Mm. Yeah, so mostly we're drinking really, really good Scotch tonight and just going to sit here and enjoy it because it's freaking awesome. That's probably what you can hear is lots of ridiculous noises because it's really good. I say that's probably about right. Just ordered a 60 ml
ASMR of whiskey sipping.
Wow. 35 years Glen Farkless, 29 and 30 year Lefroy. Holy crap, Andy. That should be awesome.
Of course, there's Somm 3 coming up. So.
Yes, Somm 3 is in about a month and a half, and I guess 2 weeks away from the Bastards Ball, which I have to send many emails out this evening about things that are all planned. Now I finally got them all confirmed today. So I have a ton of shit to do after the show. Oh, plus I work all the time, so I'll get that going for me. Which is good, but, going from not working for 8 months to working makes this a very difficult transition.
Erik, the drop of water opens up this entire other dimension of earthiness.
Absolutely explodes it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mushroom, fungal, earthy, dirty.
This. Thanks, kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Violet
so
decided
fun.
Erik gets a nice bottle. I get this crushed, half destroyed, half drank bottle. Thanks, kid.
Used bottle.
It's fabulous. At least you got a new one.
Indeed.
Well, Warehouse 1 was really good, Andy. I don't know if you tried the Warehouse 1 yet or not.
Good
I really
Lord,
liked that one a lot. I thought that was pretty phenomenal.
Spectacular.
Now, as far as Ardbeg goes, yeah, Scorch was definitely the best of the recent Ardbegs.
I have not been super impressed with the recent committee releases.
No, most of them, especially not for the money. If they were still $100 at a $200, yeah, I definitely agree. Hey, Jason Coates, good to see you. Ooh, it's Matt in Decades. Very nice.
I'm going to put this one aside, Matt. I think we should go ahead and move on to the next. But I'm going to leave some in the glass. Maybe we can come back to it in a little while.
So we got dots because Eric's smart, and I'm not. So
I'm going to come back to that.
Here, I'll just That should be good enough.
See, I'm just keeping my little sample bottle.
Okay,
right next
Eric
to
drank his, so I only need one dot.
It was too
Never
good
mind.
to be. Couldn't wait.
All right, I'm just gonna stick this. I'm like out of room. I got all this crap everywhere tonight.
Put it on the TV back here.
These canisters.
So what is the second one?
Second one, we're going to go with Balmenach.
One more time.
Balmenach.
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 Yeah, is that how you pronounce? I have no idea how you pronounce it.
I'm sure I'm Texifying it, but
We're guessing. It could be Balmenach. We don't know.
Balmenach.
We don't know. It's the closest we're gonna get. As we told you guys many times, we're not great at pronunciation on this channel, but we're really good at whiskey. Pronunciation, not so much.
You want to show me the?
Yeah, so this is a 1988. We think maybe it's Balmenach. I'm not really 100% sure, but it's also 46%. But yeah, this is a 28 year. Let's see. So 31 of 284, bottle also in 2017. Yeah, these are two I found in a box the other day. I'm like, oh, cool, old bottles. So, I'm excited about these.
This is much less dirty. This smells so much cleaner, so much more fresh linen on on a line. Very, very floral. Very, very honey.
That's what you get. If you're gonna drink this good of Scotch, you should use it.
Might as well. I agree. A little bit of history on the one that begins with B,
because we don't know the answer. Hey, Jason.
Balmenach is basically the Gaelic word that essentially means the middle farm, and it was founded in 1824 by James McGregor. It's right near Tomintoul, and it's currently owned by Inverhouse Distillers, which also owns Speyburn Glenlivet, Knockdhu Distillery, Balblair, and Old Pulteney. So, a lot of history on that there. And most of their stuff goes into blends for Johnny Walker.
Apparently Donner Pestos. I'm actually right. It's shocking. It is Balmenach, apparently.
Balmenach.
Woo! I got one right, because usually it's horribly wrong.
I've never heard of that brand, Jason. I don't know what you're talking about.
Called Ardbeg. Basically, we're talking about. I do have a sample of Daffodil, but I don't think I've actually opened it yet. Tom sent me this huge box of samples. They're still in the packaging. I haven't opened any of them yet. Ooh, and a 43-inch TV. Nice. We'll be seeing Erik there. And Erik wait there in a couple of weeks. It's out down at the Bashers' Ball, and you can see Erik actually at 5 p.m. at the Crowded Barrel on Friday evening. So go see Erik when he's out there and visit and have a good time. Yeah, there's Joseph. Good to see you.
Is this a hogshead?
I know this one is a hogshead as well. Yes. Yep. Yeah, because I know Joseph said he was drinking that 29-year Fettercairn, which we have a 28-year cask strain for later. So that is Fettercairn is also one of my absolute favorite distilleries that I don't like to talk about because I don't want anybody else to really know. It's delicious though. Hey, Swami, good to see you.
Ooh.
And there's a man who knows a lot about Scotch and rum.
Oh, that's fun. Completely different than the last. Again, none of the earthy tones.
Yeah.
This is much
prettier.
prettier.
That's nice. Yeah.
It's real nice. Oh, wow.
That's crazy. That's only 46%. That's a lot of oils.
It has a lot of richness to it for that low of a proof point.
It's surprising that's not any sherry in that. That's just a hogshead.
It tastes.
So it's just a hogshead, but yeah, it tastes like it's got a lot of those sherry notes to it, though. Interesting. It's really good.
Would have bet the middle farm on that.
Oh, well. Oh, absolutely, Joseph. Exactly. We've spilled it on too many other ones. We'll talk about it at the end, but that's it.
Apricot. And it's like an apricot jam.
Yep.
And a little bit of concrete.
Interesting.
I like that. Got that concrete dust. Kind of like the Cologne and Sanig has that note. Of course, it's much more prominent on that one. But, yeah, it's a very interesting, concrete dust for sure. It's quite tasty.
Come on.
Can't go wrong with that.
Again, the depth of age shows up very nice.
Yeah, I really, really like that.
Doesn't need any more.
No. Definitely spent some time with that one at some point in time. Where's the peat? I don't know if we have any peat tonight.
We don't, actually. Yeah, I was trying to find one, but we didn't have a Signatory. That happened.
No. Okay. I have some, just I didn't pull them for tonight.
Yeah, maybe do a second run at some point.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. Where's the peat? Thank you very much. It's right next to the beef. Oh, yeah, don't you have bacon in your pocket? You need to eat that. You need to try that with your...
what that is.
I don't know if has he ever given you the bacon before?
No.
Oh, this is Erik's first time with the bacon then. Even better.
Everybody was handing off.
Oh, yeah. Andy tried the Federer Karen while he was here.
Yeah, the cats.
Oh, yeah. This is the bacon, the famous Will's bacon. Ooh, we got a Colilla 12. Very nice. I agree, Craig. I like Colilla 12. I think it's good stuff. But yeah, Erik, I'm sending an email out tonight for all the YouTubers. We have a plan now. I got it finally confirmed today. But we're good.
Freaking mooch cats.
How old is he again?
28. It's a beautiful thing.
It's just 46%.
So this is. I know we have more than one B. So did you finish yours this time, or do you have some? He just finished it.
Just evaporates.
We'll just have the one to say it, and we'll have Erik's. It's all good.
better palate by far. So,
yeah, I like to. Of course, just initial thoughts for us this evening. But then we'll see what it is that they sit there for some time. So stick that over here. All right. So let's see. We're going to move on to what's the next one?
next one is Glen Elgin.
All right, Glen Elgin. Of course, if you guys are big fans of Compass Box, Glen Elgin is one of the main components of most Compass Boxes. So here we go. Get this pretty Glen Elgin from 2007 here, a 13-year. So very nice. Obviously, a lot of these you can see are done for specs, which is, if you're not familiar, is a large liquor store here in Texas. They do a tremendous amount of signatory picks.
And Glen Elgin is founded in 1898. It's owned by Diageo right now. And it's named after just the town that's nearby. So it's the river near Elgin. It's very close to Glen Rothes, which we'll get into later on. It was the last distillery built during the boom years of the late 1890s before the big crash. And the architect of this distillery, Charles Dailuaine, said it would probably be the last one built in Speyside for 50 years. And he was almost exactly right, because it wasn't until Tormore was built in 1958 that there was a new distillery in the area. So it was almost
wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. And this is a very big component in Whitehorse.
Nice.
So if you like Whitehorse, there's a good chance you're probably going to like this.
We do like Whitehorse. That's good to know.
That's right. And also, too, this one uses worms, basically worm tubs for their cooling things down. So it should have a bit more of a meaty appearance and tastiness to it. It's got an interesting incline. If you ever get to the distillery, the line arms are very distinctive in this one. So it should be pretty cool to see. Fun place for nerds.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, very nice. Good choice there, Craig. You'll enjoy that. As we call it, the Earth Monster.
And Glen Elgin is usually referred to as fruitcake in a bottle by the local Scots.
Well, they're not wrong on that.
Yeah, this is absolutely the most red fruit forward of the bunch that we've gotten so far. Yep. I could even get into like a watermelon or a honeydew.
I'd even say it's the actual Christmas fruitcake itself. Here, grab it.
A little bit of that like Jello component.
Yeah, that's the new one. Yeah.
Say again.
You're talking about that little gelatin component of it?
Yeah, it's that disgusting fruitcake that no one eats. You give it away to each family member every year. Yeah, that thing. They're gross.
Yeah.
But it's fun to give away one that's been around for like 30, 40 years. Just keep passing it around because no one's ever going to eat it because it's fruitcake and it's disgusting. But hey, it's all good. Hey, there's
it smells more like an assortment of summer fruits.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Oh, I think Dustin actually might drink the things we're drinking tonight. So that's a plus for him. And there's Rough Spirits Collection. If you want to know anything about rum, we had Marshall on here a couple of weeks ago for Rum Day, and that was awesome. So go check out Rough Spirits Collection as well.
I learned more in an hour and a half about rum than I didn't know I didn't know.
This is wonderful on the nose. Absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the ABV on this?
Whoa.
51.7.
That one hits the palate like they went into the heads.
The finish is kind of falls off. It's good, but slightly muted, I think, on. And you can get what you get.
I get a really sharp ethanol ding on this one. Like a surprising amount. Like it's hitting my palate closer to like a hazmat iron root than a 50%er.
Yeah. It almost numbs your tongue a little, which is interesting for only being 51%.
Which is why I say it feels like they went into the heads a little bit far.
But it does have that slight nail polish remover certainly on the finish on it.
It will put a dab of water onto it.
Yeah.
That fixes it. All right, we'll try that.
That's where it's at.
Glen Elgin and Spearmint are true space outers. Fruit forward. That's true, Bill. No doubt about that. Andy wants to know, do you know why Independent was released at cash strength or lower ABV? It's just random or flavor profile or something. I would say mostly they go to flavor profile, what they're looking for. That's generally what they're doing. Now, sometimes maybe they just don't have very much. That's why you get a lower proof. But generally, they're going for a flavor profile, and then they'll price it to go with it.
I think it also can sometimes have to do with mass market appeal.
True.
There are many more people that drink Scotch at 40% than there are that drink Scotch at 50%.
Swami, I don't know. I think Tony Montoya would know the answer to that question. You ask him. That's my solid advice. Hey, Richie Z, how's it going?
This is Erik. Erik works at a liquor store, but beyond that, is just a big fan of whiskey. He's also a level 1 whiskey sommelier, and he had a fun idea to explore some kind of unknown scotches.
That's a way change with the water.
Mm-hmm.
Lots more fruit even on that point.
Fruitcake in the bottle.
Very interesting.
Good fruit.
And it gets rid of almost all of that sharpness that was there.
Yep.
So either this one just needs to sit in your glass for quite a long time, or drop a little bit of water in there to tamp down some of those harsh edges, because it's a little rough without it.
And this is one of the specs picks for Texas. So if you're in Texas, you can probably get with this in a specs. It's quite reasonably priced too, well under $100.
Oh, even better.
Well, I mean, you said what, 13 years, 14 years?
14, yeah, almost 14.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not crazy old either.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
I found that for whatever reason, once they hit 18 years, the price goes up and up and up so significantly fast.
Andy, it just depends on the independent bottler. Like some of the bigger ones, like these guys have massive warehouses full of casks that they're aging in, and then other ones that are smaller, they literally just go out and pick stuff and then they bottle it.
Is this what you're answering?
Yeah, exactly. But the big guys all age on their own property, generally speaking.
And that's one of the things that that Signatory makes note of, is that they're very big into picking the best of the best out there. They can choose the ones that they want, and they can say no to some of them. So they really try and put out some really interesting, good ones. So good business plan for a company.
Exactly. Hey, Roscoe, how's it going?
That was a tasty one. Okay, kitties, come on. Go on. Go. Get. Hold over here.
Oh, that's a good point, too. That's true, too, Dustin. That the big guys take all their own character from the rickhouse. That's true. That's a valid point. It's just, kind of the whole point of having the distillery. You want to only go for the character and get rid of the other stuff that is off-profile, whatever you want to say.
If we're going to continue going by proof, I'm thinking the Benrinnes.
Benrinnes.
Yeah, 22 years.
Benrinnes.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
So 22 years old, from 1996. Also, this is those cool old. I like this bottle shape much better. I think it's just a cooler, heftier bottle. It's got about an inch of glass on there in the bottom. You get this huge freaking cork. But yeah, it's really cool stuff. 52.3, 68 of 268. And this is a matured and first use hogshead.
And it's I think it's Benrinnes, my best Texas pronunciation.
Don't know on this one either.
It's basically named after the mountain. It's in the Speyside region, but there's a little Scottish mountain, 840 meters, I guess 2,600 feet, something like that, right next to it. And that's Benrinnes Mountain. So that's where the name comes from. The distillery opened in 1826, so one of the very early ones. Yeah. And they played around with the triple distillation process up until 2007. So that should be this one. I think this one should still be triple distilled. They don't do that anymore, but this one should be actually triple distilled, meaning that with the water, you probably won't see any Scottish mist in there at all, Highland mist.
Yeah, Erik, that's the Lefroy 10 sherry cask. I like that one. It's good, but like I said, it's not mine, but it's good for what it is. Yes, Andy, you should definitely end that collection. I found some older ones. I think we already had one of these tonight. We didn't open another. I want to say Ben Stahl brought one of these that was an older one that was a sherry cask. I think it was a 20-year sherry cask. It was really dark and it was really good.
And this is a Wormtab distillery as well, too.
Yeah, I'd agree with you too, Bill. You do get usually a better reflection of it from a good independent bottler. That's a very true statement, I think.
This is very oil heavy, and it's almost in like an oil sheen. I'm getting a diesel component on this.
It's 52.3.
Interesting.
Oh, what is that?
And it's a Johnny Johnny Walker is where most of the blends go.
Oh, there's a really interesting jasmine to this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Walker and J&B is where the blends
Oh, and lemongrass.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Oh, what the hell is it? Coriander. It's almost like a gin. This is really interesting. I even there's a little bit of juniper in this. Ooh, 20-year Altmore is really. I do like that one. I've got one of those put away somewhere around here. 20-year Altmore.
I like it. I like it. On the nose is
Good point, Dustin. Exactly true. I think we're all big fans of Cadenhead as well. Got plenty of those around here. At some point, we'll discuss those. We have lots of independent bottlers sitting around here.
Oh, look how oily that is on the glass. That's amazing.
That is so oily and viscous. It just clings to your tongue.
It's a lot of like rose water and rose petals.
It's very floral.
Very.
I think you hit the head earlier with jasmine and then lemongrass.
Definitely.
Those
Even a little bit like maybe even a little bit hint of an Earl Grey tea or the oolong tea with a little bit of smokiness into it.
Yeah, or like a Lady Grey that has more of the floral component with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very. Yeah, this is very good.
This is actually a total wine pick.
Interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they did 4 casks that they picked actually up here in the DFW area, and they're only available, I believe, at Arlington Total Wine, and I think the Fort Worth Total Wine. So a couple other good ones that they've got, but they're all pretty expensive. They're all close to $200 each.
Eric's going to bring some Sauternes and the Glendronach d'Or to the Bashers Bowl. Very nice. I've only had Sauternes a couple of different times. Nothing. I'm sure Eric will bring will be very interesting. Have to try those. Cavalon Madeira. Oh, the answer is yes to that, of course. That sounds awesome.
The drop of water on this one mellows things out, but the finish it gets extended for another 45 seconds or so.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
That's a really good bottle. That's really tasty.
And that is still available at Total Wine if you're in the area.
Yeah, so 68 at 268. So should hopefully be a few if you can get a hold of one of those.
That's nice.
Oh, we got a new name here in the chat. We got Peter Palo. Don't like the medicinal iodine tasting varieties. Okay, so you don't really tend to go for Isla, but that's okay. None of these are like those at all tonight, so that's the good news.
We haven't come across one yet.
These would be way more up your alley than anything like that, for sure, if you don't like iodine.
That being said, I have found that some people get a medicinal note on all barley products.
Okay.
There are some people that even with like a Glenmorangie 10, they get the Band-Aid note on that.
Really?
Yeah, and so to me, that's a different. I don't know what to make of that. There are some people that just find it on literally any barley beverage. So,
all right.
I hope you're not one of those.
Yeah, hopefully not. That's just telling. Hey, Donald, good to see you. Yep, Swami, we're almost at 3K. We're almost there. Thanks, appreciate that so much. This is Federer Karen, 1988, 28 years old, 54.2. So this is one of those bottles I almost never bring out except for very special times, for very special people.
Eric, you hear that? You're special people.
Moving up in the world.
This is a bottle I keep hidden away. This has only been poured for a very select few people.
And Fettercairn is basically up in the Grampian Mountains, if you know
I call this
the Highland region, of course, and it loosely translates to the foot of the mountain in Gaelic. And it is opened up officially in 1824, currently owned by White and McKay. long, interesting history, including the arch and the unicorn emblem that most people remember it by.
Ah, yes.
Nicely done. Bit of marketing right there. They age all their barrels in locally sourced oaks, so you're getting the taste of Scotland in this for sure.
Oh, yes, D&D. Fettercairn 28.
Yep.
And Elixir Spirits, good to see you in here. I know he owns a liquor store. I want to say Tennessee, I'm pretty sure is where that's at. Yeah, they just never had a real Band-Aid. That's a good point. If you're putting real Band-Aids in your mouth, you're probably doing it wrong. Just a suggestion. It's a good question there, Andy. How are narwhals real, but unicorns are mythical? I don't know. You have to ask the Scottish. It is their national animal. When you catch the unicorn, let me know.
Holy floral whiskey, Batman.
Yeah. It also got a nice funk to it, which I like.
Yeah. We're back to that mushroom umami.
Exactly.
It dips into like a buttered portobello.
Yes, I'd agree.
Skillet fried buttered portobello.
Oh, it says foot of the mountain is in Italian is Piedmont, which is where Barolo is located. We had some nice Piedmont wines a couple years ago at Great Fest, and if you're in the local area, Great Fest is here in a few weeks. Go check. I think this year's are wines from Sicily and wines from Sonoma is the special wines tastings this year for $18. If anyone's in the local area, you should go check that out. Great Fest is fun. At what point does further aging make no difference? I think that's really subjective to you, but it always is going to make a difference. It's just whether you like it more or not is completely up to you.
Right. With bourbons, that year is 18 in my book. But with scotches, I found
the 40s, 50s.
In the 40s, right, that still were not overly oaky and not just an oak bomb like bourbon turns into at 18. Most bourbon turns into at 18, I should say. Elijah Craig surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah, that 18 is really good. There you go. More aging will 100% never top until the whiskey's gone. No, that's a valid point.
Oh, come
that's
on.
awesome. Oh, it's so good.
That is so oily and rich.
That's why I love this one. Swami Franzia was great when I was like 10. Go right out of the box. She has a spout and everything for you. It's fabulous. I thought that was the greatest thing in my parents' fridge. Franzia in a box.
How long ago did you get this?
This one's old. What is this, 2017? Yeah, probably about that time. 2017. Pretty sure this came from I think when the Westlake Specs might have opened up, something like that. I think it was that source where it came from. But that was a few years ago. So yeah, it was when they were the tiny stores, like behind the counter, and it was super reasonable. It was like $185. It was a great price. Yeah, this is back. I bought a lot of these when it was dirt cheap for, relatively speaking here. I mean, what else do you get a 28-year freaking whiskey for that? It's stupid.
Yeah, that's a crazy price in today's market.
Did you put a dab of water in you?
Not yet. It's just so beautiful as it is.
Yeah, this is one of the first ones that I've come across that just I don't know that I wanna.
I see. So Donner Pass, I haven't Tibet in decades. I've never opened it though. It was one of my ones that I've been saving for a special occasion. So we'll open that one at some point, but I haven't opened it yet.
My 34-year Dailuaine. Sad tonight.
Oh, wow, that's awesome, Andy. That's really cool. King of Kentucky. Where are those over 20? King of Kentucky is I think as Dustin says, the best bourbon ever. Oh. Weird. That's kind of interesting. Oh, it's his own bottling too. Wow, Andy, that's amazing. The Fettercairn, yes, for $220, that's not bad still, though. For the 27, late to the party, hey, at least you still got a 27. I mean, but it's still a good price.
Whoa, there's a red fruit component that gets opened up with water.
Oh, yeah, the water to it? All right, I'll give it a whirl. See what I think here. I
didn't want to because it's freaking
It's so good.
On its own.
Like I said, at some point, they'll all get reviewed individually, and we'll get, full notes, but
there are red raspberries, a strawberry note. I even want to say red apple that gets pulled all of a sudden out with the water.
Holy crap, that's a great price there. I know where I can get a 25 for 190. The answer to that is yes, Dustin. You can tell me where. I will take care of that. You should get 2. And you can save it to me until someone can gather them from you from a hand delivery. That's usually how I get things from Dustin, as a friend that goes to Kentucky and they bring it back. It works out well.
Listen, all you got to do is stop by this one guy. Just go
That's
stop
right.
by this guy. And he's
Thankfully, I have good friends that are willing to go and meet him. Thank God.
It's fine.
It's usually Logan. That's who it usually is.
Logan's the best.
He is the best. He's like the best whiskey mule ever. He goes all over the world and picks shit up for me. He's awesome.
Oh, come on, man.
And speaking too of the Bastards Ball, and then Logan made me think of Brian, who'll be down at the Bastards Ball for the best barbecue you've ever had. Anybody that's tried it last year says we weren't lying. It really is the best you've had. Oh, it's nice. Yeah, I finished that one well. That one's just going in my mouth. It's
See my wisdom.
Screw it. We're just drinking it. It's just too damn good.
My dump glass is very sad tonight because I haven't dumped anything in it. I've saved all of these.
It's like there's tiny amounts over there that may stop. I just may
Not
drink
much
them.
to blend.
All right. The only problem I found with these bottles is I can't find a cork sheared off on this one.
Oh, man.
So I had to use one of these to put in there because I can't find anything else that fits it. If anyone has any suggestions of what other bottles fit these cork-wise, let me know. But thankfully,
How
these
thick is it? Let me see the opening. Is it OGD?
Yeah.
Is it OGD thickness?
Maybe. I don't know. That might fit. I didn't think about that one. I don't know if I have any of those open. Oh, that might fit it, actually.
I have one that's almost gone. I can get you this one soon.
Oh, that'd be great.
We'll see if that cork fits.
All right. So this is Glen Keith, 1997, 20-year, 54.7. So once again, the beautiful old bottling here that we really, really like.
Glen Keith.
Same thing from 2017. As you can see, I bought a lot of things in 2017.
Is it hogshead as well?
This one is also a hogshead, yes.
I think every single one is a hogshead.
I think pretty much. I've got some sherry ones, but most of them are hogsheads.
I think all of mine are hogsheads. All right, Glen Keith is an interesting contrast. It's Glen Keith was opened in 1957. It's owned by Chivas, and its next door neighbor is the Strathmill Distillery, which is the oldest distillery in Scotland. So old and the new. And interestingly, this is the closest we're going to get to peated, I think, tonight. They do produce peated malts. One of them is called Glen Elgin, and the other is Craigduff. And this distillery was actually mothballed in 1999 and then was extensively rebuilt. 2012, it reopened. And it is cranking out stuff right now for Chivas Brothers, mostly in whiskeys destined for export. So I guess that's probably stuff coming here to America as well.
Most likely.
Yeah.
All righty then.
Known for delicate honeyed single malts is what it's best characterized by.
Yeah, valid point there, Dustin. Okay, so Peter wants to know, once open, how quick does Scotch deteriorate in taste? I find it generally gets better, to be honest with you, Peter. Unless you have a bad cork or a bad seal didn't put in there properly, it should pretty much be fine forever. I was going to change, but it's not going to deteriorate unless something is wrong with your seal. Other than that, you should be just fine. Hey, Drab Man, good to see you.
Alcohol basically self-sterilizes. So.
Exactly. An EC cork, maybe. I might check. I don't know if I have any that are open. I'll look and see if that'll fit too. Swami, that's a good idea. Oh, that smells good. That smells nice.
Night, Dean.
Night, Dean. Good to see you. That's beautiful. One pre-Viking hype pile of 13 fair. Yes, Donner Pass, you should definitely buy that. I know it's a little more expensive, but it's a solid choice. Yeah, I agree.
How old is that one?
This one's 20 years old.
20 years.
Matt, Erik has a suggestion that could work for you.
Good God. Yeah, I'll go down to the collection there at the Velvet Box down the street asking, can I use that? sure they'll really appreciate it. So they have classes on it and shit too. And I'd probably agree with you, Bill. That's probably the best.
Ooh.
But it continues to change, but ever to me goes bad. It's just different. Oh, God, Swami. No. No. Interest, no. That's how my bottle get monkeypox. No thanks.
Oh. This is a little bit bigger,
that's insane.
But
Wow.
again, this one gets more into the heads for me. I'm getting a little bit more of a sharpness, more of an alcohol ding in this one than I have.
It does have a little bit more on there, but I like it. It's good.
I don't dislike it.
I mean, we didn't pick any shitty whiskeys for now. I'll tell you that.
Thanks, Richie.
And water is its friend.
Yeah. That's true, Dustin. Oh, gosh.
I'll add some water to this one. I'm hoping it's going to tamp it down a bit.
That's probably true, Andy. Hey, whatever works for you. Glen Anus 21. There you go, Bill. It's a new lovely distillery. They only sell the 21, though. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
So that one just, to me, is one of those ones that you're just going to want to pour and let sit for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And or be ready to add a little bit of water because it changes things drastically. It tamps down all the sharp notes to it, but it keeps all the richness and all the complexity. It's forest floor. I don't want to say mushroom, but it's definitely.
It's more like the wet leaves to me than.
Yeah, it's dry. It's dead leaves that are kind of damp.
Yeah, a little bit of the mud, but mostly like the wet leaves that have been sitting there for a while. Oh, it's Richard Patterson approved. Even better, Donald. He likes that. It's good times for him. Sure, he loves it.
Oh, it's Richard Patterson approved. That's good.
I know. I mean, that means it's better. All right, Strathmill.
This, needless to say,
I guess you like that one.
I like
Eric.
this one a lot.
Holy shit! All right, this is 12-year-old Strathmill, 55% from September of 2021. So this is one of the newer bottles. So very nice, and clearly Eric really likes it. So apparently this one must be good. I haven't had this one, so I'm very excited to try this.
Yeah, this is at Specs, and this is not a pick of theirs, but it's one that they had in there.
So this must be their new bottling. What they look like now. Interesting. So go to the same big corks, but to ensure that these are too hard with the glass shortage to get.
And Strathmill is one of 3 distilleries within the town of Moray, which includes Glen Keith, of course, Strath Isla, and Strathmill. This one is owned by the it's owned by Diageo today. And a lot of the material for it that doesn't make it into single malt, into our single malt, goes into J&B whiskey, Old Master, and Dunhill. And also, they actually own the W&A Gilby gin outfit. So not just whiskey in this outfit.
There you go. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. How much does Richard Patterson pour on the floor to coat his glass properly? And Jason Coe says, of Dalmore, not enough, not nearly enough. There you go, Swami. Solid choice. It's Glen Innes is the next Arbit committee release. Wouldn't really surprise me at this point.
And Strath and Strathmill.
Dailuaine. Yes, there's so many quality lessons. Absolutely. And this is just the tip of the iceberg tonight. Yeah.
I was going to say, and I'm so happy that we've started this series because now we can probably
exactly. We have lots more of these to do.
If you're watching now, and you have distilleries that we need to explore, please throw it in the chat. If you're watching after the fact, if you're watching the replay, please throw it in the comment section. We'd love to hear what distilleries are on your radar that may not be on ours, or that we've simply not talked about. And it is on Matt's radar, but he's keeping it secret.
Yes. We'll actually have one of those come up later in the evening, Richie, so we will talk about that one very soon. But yes, the Dailuaine will be very soon. All right, so let's see what we think of this Strathmill.
Yeah, this is why I like it.
Ooh.
It's rich.
What's that?
Yep.
Oh, it's almost like a holly bush.
I'm getting like peppered red berries.
Yeah.
A mix between like black pepper and red raspberry.
Oh, it's like a potpourri, like the ones you get like from the store. You throw in those things, the open glass containers. It's like one of those potpourri bags. Oh, it smells really good.
Yeah, it's very floral. Purple flower. Like a lavender.
Love it.
That's right, Jim. Dram Ben, the next one is the Glen China. That's the new one. Oh, that's got a nice smoky finish to it, too. That's nice and ashy.
Whoa.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
That comes out of nowhere, too.
Was not with the nose, none.
Mid-palate. It
That's
just shifts
wild.
gears and like takes you completely down this smoky, ashy path. That's really fun.
Like damp, put out cigars that you found the next morning after it rained.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I know why you like that. That's freaking
No
delicious.
kidding.
That's really good.
And water magnifies it too.
Oh, I gotta do that.
Really?
Water,
Yeah,
so,
I was just about to say, like, water has to go in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another bottle of this.
Ardbeg, the Glenanus edition. That's a rather big problem with our toilets above the malting floor. After chili was served, we decided to use the floor anyway. It's our special release.
You know what?
Just like after that,
Some of those special releases, Matt, that really is what it feels like. It's just like, fuck it. We fucked up on this, so let's put it
Lately,
out
it
and
seems
charge
like it.
$200 for it.
all right.
Let's see what you guys think.
Well, I take Tomatin for that example. Tomatin is massive, but I almost never see a lot of their special stuff at cast strength. I did find when I was doing inventory a 27-year tawny port Tomatin that's cast strength, which I didn't know was sitting in this mat, was in a box. It's some super special, like 1,800 bottles or something. So I was very excited to find that one, but I don't know when I'm going to open it. Who knows?
Yeah, so water just for me makes the journey a little bit less complicated because the smoke layer is actually included across the entire palate.
Wow. That makes sense.
You don't get that shift. You don't get that change of direction from fruit to smoke. But I like it more as a smoky journey across my palate because I'm a peat head. So it's hard.
Even though it's not really peat, it's smoke. It's not peat. There's no peatiness. It's just all smoke.
Oh, I don't know about that, Matt.
For me, I think it's.
I hear what you're saying. There's no.
Doesn't have the
there's no medicinal. There's no blood. There's
there's none of that. There's none of the Isla type peat. Obviously, it's not. It's a Highland.
It's first use, how you said. Maybe
Yeah.
Barrel shot.
I don't know. It's really good. I really.
This does
like
taste peated to me. This does taste like it is. I mean, at least 10%, maybe 7% peated malt.
That's right,
Maybe
Peter.
a small
It's
amount.
very tough, but
definitely
someone
in there.
does have to do it. And we try to do the best we can for you guys to learn about something and hopefully find something to buy after the show. Something fun like that.
No.
No, it's
no,
totally subjective.
no.
There are plenty of amazing blends out there. They're from Compass Box or
And
Douglas Lang.
all single malts are blends. They're just a blend from a single distillery. The single means that it was a single distiller that put it together. It does not mean that it's not a blend of whiskeys. There's still a blend of whiskeys in almost every single case, and if it's not a single cask.
Well, they're all malt blends then. If it's single malt, it has to be all malt.
Okay, but it's still a blend of malt.
Oh, yeah. It's still multiple barrels. Yeah, sure.
So
The only one that can call themselves a single blend is Loch Lomond because they have both.
Right. But check out Compass Box. Compass Box is doing amazing things in the world of blended malts and blended scotches.
Yes.
And they have some things that
or
would
even
put
take some of
anybody
the
that thinks that single malt is the only thing that's good in Scotch. Pour them a Compass Box, and they'll shut up for forever.
Or take some older, even like Johnny Walker's older Dewars. They're really freaking good.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, Johnny Walker Black from the 80s was tasty. Actually, hell, the red was even pretty damn good, even in the 80s.
We need to review the red. Andy sent us one. We need to review it. Like, he gave it to me like 3 years ago. So, what is it with this master distiller we have here? It says our master was up there near Zunch. He needs one day a few cases of his blue magic spilled to our barrels. Please see Dr. Lasted for 4 hours. Jeez. Man, apparently Arbeg's having a rough time.
Donald says Douglas Lang blended malts are bloody good.
I would totally agree. Yeah, there's some really good ones.
Yeah. There are some really, really fantastic blends out there.
Of course,
if you're willing to try to explore the category.
I'd love to have a 70s Dewars. That'd be awesome.
Seriously. Yes.
Oh, that's good. All right. Where are we going next?
Gotta go visit.
Can we go up from here?
It only gets better.
Gonna go to Glenlossie next.
All right. I don't know. Maybe I had Glenlossie once. Apparently, like this one too. All right. So this is 57.1, 2010 Glenlossie, 11 years old, also in a first fill hogshead and a pretty bottle.
Sorry,
And this is
that's a color on that.
Yeah, and it's a pick too. It's actually a pick of Barrel Outlaws.
Oh, okay.
And the DFW Whiskey Club.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Matt, not everybody has the collection that you do. Some of us actually have to go through our own bottles of whiskey.
I know, but that's why we have other people's bottles to share and enjoy with each other. It's all good.
The joy.
I do own a shiny box Dewar's Signature Richie Z, and it's delicious. I think actually we had on the show back when Dewar's was on, when we had Gareth. And it's quite delicious. That's probably one of the best.
Try a piece of this bacon.
Oh, yeah, it's a good
They sure
idea.
can be, Bill. They sure can be.
Yeah, it's a 30-year-old Dewar's in that signature.
Don't forget the video y'all should be doing about decoding dates on whiskey bottles. Thank you, Jeremy Ban.
It's not a bad idea either. We could probably do that.
Glenlossie?
Yeah. You know how it is with one of the two. Good enough. All right. Let's find out about it real quick.
Glenlossie, I think it is.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Lossie, yeah.
That is the area around where the distillery is. There's the Lossie River goes through there, so nothing too fancy about the name. It's up in the Speyside region, and it is owned by Diageo today. Its neighbor is Monachmore, if you know that one.
Oh, I do. It's good stuff.
Yep, it's literally its neighbor. They're actually built at the same time, essentially. It's known for soft, smooth, sweet notes of hay and malt. A lot of floral note in it as well. And it's very sought after for a lot of the Hague blends. And it is also pretty common if you ever have Diageo's Flora and Fauna collection.
Oh, yes.
You'll see that in that one quite a few times. Been around since 1876 and does a heck of a job. I really like this one as well too.
Ooh, very cool, Andy.
This is much more clean than the last one that we just visited.
Yeah, I like this. This is really good.
This is a linen on a drying line.
Yeah, this is like a Chardonnay.
Yeah, with lavender.
Mm-hmm. And some lemon in it.
Yeah.
A lot of lemon, actually.
You're not wrong, Matt. There's a lot of peaches and nectarine and a lot of...
This is a very fruity, I'd even say there's a little like tropical fruits to this as well.
Yeah. A lot of the same notes that I call out for Chardonnay.
Yeah, that's nice. Also about the color of Chardonnay.
Yeah. What's the age on this? Can't be super old.
11? Yeah, 11 years old.
Smell it.
It's very nice.
What's the age?
11.
11. Okay.
Moscato wine finish. I've seen some Moscato finishes, but not a lot. You're right. That's true.
Probably because Moscato doesn't get aged.
Mm.
So you'd have to age the wine in it first, and Moscato's not an aged. I guess it is a little bit, but Chardonnay sees oak. Most white grapes don't see a lot of oak. Pinot Grigio doesn't see oak for typically. It's usually stainless steel. If you're in the chat still, Erik, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe Moscato gets aged.
If it's going to get aged for a whiskey, it's going to be Edredauer, and they're the ones to make it. I do not have any independent Obens. Oben doesn't make. In fact, the funny thing you say that because we actually did a couple of reviews yesterday. We filmed on Oben. They only have 2 stills, and they're so small. I doubt they have anything to put out for anything like that. But I've never seen one. So yeah, Dram Bass has never seen one. I've never seen or heard of one. Yeah, I think it's just they have such small output. I just don't think they have the capacity to make one.
I had no idea that they were that tiny.
Now that's a good point, Elixir. Muscatel, absolutely. Those right. I have some Muscatel finished ones.
Yeah,
but you're right, man. That's a good point. Definitely Muscatel. Muscat. I don't know. I'm sure there's probably 1 or 2. Yeah. Oh, I agree on that one. Yeah, I know there's some High West I've got that are finished in Muscatel that are pretty good. Yeah, I like Muscatel a lot. Good stuff. This is good. I like this. This is really nice. That's really good. Yeah, I think I might have 1 bottle of Glenlossie. I don't think I have more than that. Muscat wine is really good without the sweet. Yeah, it's really funny. Muscat wine can be very. If you get Muscat wine like over in the Carolinas and stuff, very different, weird stuff. Good. This is some muscadine stuff, which is a very even more different thing. All right. Let me say thanks to Andy though. Choose your dram. It says choose your dram, independent bottle, age or slow finish. Thank you very much, Andy. Appreciate it. Okay, so Erik said very rarely is Muscatel oak would run the freshness of fruit. Okay, that makes sense. Do like Moscato a lot though. It's quite good. Ooh, Moscato Grappa? That sounds great.
Choose your dream independent bottle age.
Oh, that's
distiller
right.
And finish. Dream independent bottle or age. So I would probably, for me, I would say give me something peated from Lottie that's really young in a bourbon barrel and not finished at all. That's what I want. I want a 5-year-old. I want a 5-year-old version of Wee Beastie that's just bourbon barrels from Lottie, like just the Port Charlotte line, just super heavy peat. Give me a 5-year-old version of it. That's what I want to taste.
Yeah, I was going to go with Dustin. I was going with Highland Park, like a 30-something year Highland Park in a heavy sherry cask, because Highland Park and sherry is just beautiful.
You're right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Bardstown first lieutenant MGP. That's right, it was. I forgot about that. It's a good point. What's yours, Erik? What would you think would be your favorite? Something like that.
So many options. So many options. That's. Oh man, I'm just learning more and more every day.
Oh, interesting. Muscadine is not from the Muscat family. It's not even European grape varietal. Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I want it.
He's got a point. It's just Octomore. We just call it Octomore. As far as I know, Gordon Phil is still releasing independent bottlers. I mean, I still see them, so I can't imagine they'd stop since that's their main line of business, and they've been around for, I think, a couple 100 years. So I can't imagine that they wouldn't be. 14 is extra. Oh, yeah, Jason Coates is a good point. 1996 Ben Nevis, 20 years plus, whatever cast is closest. It doesn't matter. You're not wrong on that either. Young Stoicia are great for peated Bunahaba. Oh, okay. Very cool. Ooh, a Blair Atoll 21 variant. Oh, yeah, I've got some Blair Atoll sitting around here. I haven't poured one in a while, but they are quite tasty. I think on the internet I found an actual bottle from them that was not an independent bottler, which I'll have to try to get at some point. Hey, James, good to see you. All right. Well, that was quite tasty, and that was a fun surprise.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
We got 2 more whiskeys in about 20 minutes to get through them.
We got 2 more left. Okay.
Good Lord, we jump it up big time on that Glen Rothes, don't we?
All right. So we got 2 more.
Then we'll go to the Dailuaine. You try and pronounce it.
Dailuaine.
Dailuaine.
Yeah, that's the way I've heard it pronounced as Dailuaine. So this is Dailuaine, 2007, 13 years, 57.8.
There's no W in there.
I know it doesn't, but it's fucking Gaelic. They can't help it. Spring Rank Samarola. Oh, from the 60s. Now that would be good.
And Dailuaine is the Gaelic words that basically means green meadow.
Okay.
It's from Strathspey, Scotland, up in the Speyside region, owned by Diageo, as a lot of things are these days.
Yep.
Was founded in 1852 by one of the founders of Scotch whiskey, William Mackenzie, and had a problem with fires over the years, basically, but it finally managed to keep it going. Also, it was one of the first distilleries to actually do what they call today the pagoda roof style.
Oh,
they were one of the very first ones to do that. And now it's pretty much the standard throughout this single malt industry. And they gave up their malting floor in 1983, like a lot of folks out there. And it is often used for blending, one of the base blends for Johnny Walker, once again. And it was once actually a part of Talisker. Dailuaine and Talisker were actually joined together in the late 1890s, early 1900s, and then they eventually broke off.
They're Dalwhinnie's nemesis. That's funny. It's kind of like Winnie the Pooh and Xu Jinping. Same thing.
No.
Lefroy pre-20%, 20 to 25 or anything. Oh, yeah, I have no doubt on that, Bill. I used to have some of those, and I drank them a long time ago because I'm stupid. That's okay.
Aren't we all?
I'm very curious to what you guys both get on the nose for this.
Let it open up here. It's got a thing over here to open this one up.
It's 57%.
First thing gets pineapple. Like fresh cut pineapple with the water and everything. Like been stored in the fridge, and it's cold.
Yeah.
Let's see here. A little bit of that dot candy. Not the dots, like the one that's on the pieces of paper and you peel the little dots off from like the 70s.
My mind's taking me down a granola and tree fruit, citrus fruit path first.
What is
quite a bit of granola, and then after that, like lemon lime. There's something else on there, and I can't really pick it, and it's lingering in the back, and I just don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it's very oat forward. Peaches, pineapple. I even want to go cranberry.
Well, that's true, Donner Pass, but I like to share things, but it's before I knew better to drink all of the whiskey. I think we should be good now. We had a child interruption. She had to open a pizza package. She wants to go make pizza, but whatever.
You can go with the pineapple. I think that's a good.
Oh. There's a crushed potpourri on the nose as well.
That's fabulous. The pineapple explodes on the palate. Wow. That's really good. But it also has a floral component. Like periwinkles and carnations.
There's a new
mixed
mommy
in.
component too, Matt. There's a ham.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the next thing. Is like a honey baked ham.
It's a pineapple pizza. It's that.
That would be good with this. It'll be delicious with this, I think.
It has those components, and they're just playing really, really well together.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really good.
I couldn't figure out what to make of this when I first got it, but all I knew was I liked it.
It's good. And sometimes, you know what? In reality, it is all that matters. No matter what notes you can pull out, all that really matters is good or bad. That is all that matters.
For me, it's the mango, guava, papaya notes that I get in Old Irish. That's my fucking.
That's the happy place for sure.
I can't get enough of those notes. If I can find guava in a whiskey, I'm gonna love that whiskey.
I only know because we had periwinkles when we were kids, so. Yeah, that's interesting. I like the way. The funny thing is, you eat a bunch of pineapple, it actually burns your tongue from the acidity of the pineapple.
Right.
Yes, Violet. Thank you. She's agreeing the pineapple hurts. Thank you for your knowledge.
I get into a green melon with that one. It goes into honeydew for me.
Oh, that Glenlossie 13-year Mizunara, so good, Richie Z. Delicious stuff.
Yes, we do. I'm not allowed to touch. You can actually see it. It's right there. I'm not allowed to touch that bottle. It's been opened one time by my wife, and she poured me a little bit, and I'm not allowed to touch that bottle, so I don't.
Thank God I have two of those since they're discontinued.
I found another one. I know where another one is, and it's only 100. And
Happy Van Periwinkle sells for $2,200 now. There you go.
I've almost pulled the trigger on it a couple of times. I've gone into that little shop.
He'll also fart in a jar and sell that to you for another $2,000. It's great.
Oh, come on.
Oh, is that what actually causes it? Oh, interesting, Jason. Did not know that. Apparently, it's some enzyme called bromelain.
I think we should move on.
Oh, okay, then. That sounds lovely. I'm glad you know the answer to that.
Matt, I think we should move on so that if we need to go back to any of these, we can.
All right. We can do that. All right.
Because I think I'm going to take one more taste through the whole line and then dump in my dump glass.
All right.
Pull out the nuclear option here now.
There we go. So this is the last one.
This is it.
All right. So this is the Glen Rothes 11-year hogshead, 65.2. Holy shit.
Ooh. Coming up on Scotch Hazmat.
This has got to be one of the hottest scotches I think I've ever tried. I've never had it before right now, so we'll see what we think.
Distilled in 2010. When was this bottled?
That's crazy.
Say again?
It was distilled in 2010. When was it bottled?
I think it's the most current one at Specs. So.
April of 2021.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this
one is still available at Specs, should you dare.
It's a good question. How much for Perry Van Winkle's bathwater? Good questions. At least $5,000. Seems like a solid choice. And then for $10,000, they'll give you all three.
And then Glen Rothes is a Speyside single malt located next to the town of Rothes, hence the name. It is renowned for the quality, structure, and flavor. The blenders really like this stuff. It's owned by the Edrington Group today. It was founded in 1879. They do have their own age-stated and non-age-stated bottles that you can get regular, but it's quite popular in the independent bottling market as well. It's mainly matured in sherry-seasoned European and American oak casks built in Jerez, Spain. They also use ex-bourbon casks, but to a lesser extent for the most part. So this is somewhat sherry-ish.
Wow.
And they still have their own cooperage on site to this day.
This smells very sherry influenced.
Yep.
It smells and tastes delicious.
And they're physically very nearby the McCowan Distillery as well.
Did you mention both types of sherry? This to me has the almondy PX or the almondy Oloroso and the PX kind of vibe going on with it. It has both the really, really fruity and that waxy walnut.
Yeah, it's just a hogshead. Interesting.
So this is just bourbon?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's probably their distillate that causes this. Yeah. Yes, that's the one. That's it. The Glen Rothes, yes.
Glen Rothes is common in Cutty Sark products.
It is in that. It's also in the, if you haven't had the Naked Grouse, I guess they changed the name now to the Naked Malt, but that's nowhere as fun as Naked Grouse. Thankfully, I still have my old bottle of Naked Grouse, and we haven't reviewed it yet, but we'll at some point. It's also delicious.
I like Naked Grouse way better than I like Cutty Stark.
Oh, yeah. One's a blended malt, and one's a blend. And I know you were not a fan of Cutty Sark when we reviewed it. We had not done the Prohibition Cutty Sark. I think you'll like that much better.
Whoa.
That is delicious. It doesn't taste as hot as I thought it would taste, actually. That's really good.
It actually is mellowing. When I first opened the bottle, it was hotter than lightning.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's very fruity. But it definitely, your tongue is starting to feel the heat of this puppy.
Yeah, big time.
First thing,
red
it's very warm. It's very good.
Figs and dates. It takes me down a lot of sherry cask finish.
It really does, which is interesting for a hog. So that, to me, must mean that's just the way they're making their cuts. It's really good.
Well, I mean, again, it could be like old. I mean, just the fact that old triple distilled Irish gets all of those fruity notes when it's in ex-bourbon barrels.
That's true. That's right? A good point. That's true.
So, I mean, it's not like it's unheard of.
Right. The Bushmills that's the Prohibition recipe. It's got from the Shelby Company, the Peaky Blinders. That's the one you want. For $25, it's fabulous.
And I've seen it at a bunch of liquor stores for $25. So we're not just saying that price. I've actually seen it in the wild for that price, and it is absolutely worth that price.
Oh, you're right, Andy. We haven't. I have that sample you gave me of that one too. Yeah, Andy brought some amazing Bunahab with him. Yeah, he gave us a sample of it for us to review. I took pictures of actually the bottles so we could put with it ready so we could film it. But yeah, we have not filmed that one. We need to do that one soon. I forgot we have that one. I forget about lots of things that are here that people send me or bring me. Not because we forget, it's just so much. But we get to them. We'll eventually get to all of them. You just make 20 years. It might take 20 years. All right, Eric. We'll see you soon in a couple weeks.
That's so good.
Oh, that's delicious. I got to add a little water.
I was going to say, try to dab a water on it and see what you think. Might steam it.
Water just extends the finish for me. It doesn't hamp down any of the big, aggressive boldness that the whiskey has going on. It extends the finish quite a bit, and it leaves me with more fruit than even I had it before. That's really fantastic.
Ooh, I like that with the water. Yeah, this brings out more like the mango, guava pie on the nose. Also a little like tree bark and ginger. Oh, that smells great.
I'm gonna run back through the line again because, why not?
I'm gonna just blend them all together because I don't care at this point because they just taste too damn good. I gave up like halfway through anyway. I was like, screw these, taste good. I said, forget it. So, it's all good. I'm gonna just throw these all together. They're great. Whatever remnants are in each one, good enough. I'm sure it's gonna make an amazing blend either way.
Wow, you drop down to these 46%ers again, and they're basically invisible, though.
Well, yeah, you go from that to this. Yeah, I would think so.
It's so sad. There's a reason we do these in proof order, because 9 times out of 10, that's the way you should do it. Yeah, they're still very tasty, but holy shit, they have absolutely no flavor in comparison to what we just had.
It's like, it's 26.
The Glen Elgin does.
Yeah.
The first one that's at 51.7 still stands up, and it still has quite a bit of flavor, and that's very, very tasty still. Matt, while we're making our final blend of the evening,
let's see. We have the Ragged Branch Rye is coming out this week, as well as the 2020 Kirkland Single Malt will be coming out. I haven't decided yet what the liqueur will be, but I think it's going to be Saint-Germain, because I think that's a fun word to say in French. We always thought it was Saint-Germain.
Thank you for asking, Donna. Thank you for asking, Richie. Sarah is doing much better. For those of you that don't know, we spent the weekend in the hospital. Sarah had an acute appendicitis, and there's not really a medical cure for that, apparently. What they do to you instead is fucking starve you, which is really fun. So she got to sit in the hospital and be starved while they gave her IV and let her gut calm the F down. She is feeling a lot better. She is back to solid foods. She's back home. She just didn't feel like a night of drinking would be the best idea when you get out of the hospital the day before. So we feel that your health is important here on this channel. And so, we support her decision to take the evening off.
Agree. It's also why she's not in the videos we filmed, because that would be a dick move. So, like, hey, go to the hospital. You want a drink? So, no, she's not in those. But we did some fun peated ones she wouldn't like anyway. So,
yes, we did.
Blend is quite nice. Can't go wrong.
Erik? Oh, come on. What was number 5? It was one from you, Matt. It's the one that has a little bit of smoke on it.
Was that the Strathmill?
54.2% ABV. It says 1988 on it.
Oh, that's the Fettercairn.
Fettercairn. That's
Fettercairn. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that thing is magic.
That thing is.
I told you.
Sorry, just getting first impressions as I poke back through these and make my blend.
Oh, yes. I think when we eventually get around to reviewing a Fettercairn, we'll do the Fettercairn Fjord probably first. But Pete has a 16-year Fettercairn that he got from the travel retail that is unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best sherry scotch I've ever had. It is fantastic. I was over there, I guess, week and a half ago. We had some so good. We did the entire, I think, either 17 or 2018 Advent calendar that night. From the was it not Lost Spirits, Secret of Spirits. The guys that went to jail because they're idiots and were bringing it over from Canada and hiding it in a warehouse in Idaho. And, hey, we showed it to these friends, and guess what? They were undercover agents. That worked out really well for them. So good fun.
So
now they're in jail.
That Strathmill
Good
stands
stuff.
up as
I like
well.
that a lot. Yeah. That's right. If you haven't joined the Discord, come check us out. Come learn lots of whiskey knowledge or just regular bullshitting, and you'll make lots of new friends. It's okay. It's a very diverse and interesting group, and we have a great time. Although if you are a soft person, you probably shouldn't join there because we're kind of mean to each other. But it's really funny. Yes, have a thick skin on there. There's no doubt that should be for the best.
It's
one
mean
warning I
in
will
all
say.
the right ways, though. It's poking.
Yeah, we're just nothing mean. Nobody's like mean. Just give each other a hard time.
It's just constantly trying to pull the veil off.
Exactly.
And honestly, I feel like you need a group of friends around you that does that. Our society is turning into a bunch of namby-pamby, complainy wusses that you need people to poke at you. You need to be able to stand up to it. It's important to poke the bear every once in a while.
Kevlar Solar Bourbon Cab. Ooh, that's 5 year. That's got to be good, Donner Pass. Do love some Kevlar. That's some good stuff. My Bison says buy for freeze by 8/27. Guess going 2 pounds tonight and hoping for the best. It'll be fine. That's only a couple days ago. Don't worry about it. Just eat it. Cook it, eat it. It'll be fine. Those are just suggestions anyway. That's just to make you buy more shit. Let's all be honest on expiration dates. So unless it tastes bad, don't worry about it.
If it's not moldy,
didn't kill anyone else. Be fine.
If it's not moldy, it's probably still good.
Or do what I do. Just cut the mold off and serve it anyway. Problem solved. So my mother taught me, so that's what we do. It hadn't killed me yet. I figure it gives you an iron stomach that way. You're in good shape. It's like, your own penicillin. It's fine.
I'll tell you what, after going back through them, the Glen Rothes might actually be too hot.
Oh,
It
okay.
might have needed to be brought down a little bit and be
Exactly,
bit
Jason.
tastier, I think.
Your nose will tell you this is no longer good. Just as long as you cook the piss out of it, I wouldn't worry about it, Dustin. Just cook it. Be fine.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Anybody that tells you that blended scotches are not good, create a blend with really good scotches on your own and watch how
For real.
great you can make a blend.
Or
And
do
then
it with
tell me that
reps
blended
on,
scotches are not
and
good.
it's
Like,
really funny when they like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm blending all your whiskeys together, making an amazing blend. They're like,
that's right.
no one ever does that. I'm like, we do. We don't care.
That's right. How do you think ZZ Top and Balcones came up with a great idea? By blending fucking whiskeys together. It's just the way.
True.
Sometimes that's what you got to do to create something magical.
Yeah, exactly, Donald. Exactly. As a hint of maybe, but it went away. I think we're good. That's right. A hint of maybe is just fine. I would say Strath Isla definitely is concerned with Lessor. Obviously, it's the massive blend, behind Chivas. But yeah, I would say nobody ever talks about it. I have one bottle of them, but it's really good. So we will cover that for you guys at some point in time. Actually, that bottle also coming back from UK from Logan. So, it's all good.
Before we end, I'd just like to remind everybody we call ourselves the Whiskey Crusaders for a reason. We are truly crusading for trying to find the best possible whiskey for us. What that involves is trying to go down the paths of the things that we don't know about so that we can learn about them. So if you have a topic that you think that you don't know anything about that you think we should discuss, please throw it in the comments. We need the input. Appreciate all your time tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us. This community means everything to us, so we appreciate the hell out of all of you.
Yep.
Cheers, everybody.
All right. See you guys next week. Cheers.